swerve, swerve, swerve. They gon' make it out. And guys, hey, shit. Look, tell it, hey, riding through my hood, I'm happy that I made it out. Niggas out here plotting, man, they tryna take me out. I got enemies, some I know, some I don't know about. Came up in a war zone, it get dark here, go in the house. People come up missing up in these conditions. Hey, people out here hungry, ain't no food in kitchens. Cops is out here crooked, you want something to talk about. I had odds against me, I ain't had no bailouts. Hey, frustrated, bullets took the place of statements. I might not be there today, but I made arrangements. Shooting for the stars, one day I'll be famous. Before I shoot a shot, I always make sure I aim it. Going to rob the bank, you tell me who is looking out. Streets is watching it, listening for who gon' run him out. Iron on my hip in search of a better life. Message to my haters, I won't go without a fight. Double up my bags, I'm putting in them long nights. Then they got my right hand, man, again. Set up by a friend, trying to feed his kin. Hey, I can't wait for that day till they let that nigga out. Toss his ass a bag and tell a chick to turn him out. Hey, picked up where we left off, man, let's get back on the route. Riding through my hood, I'm happy that I made it out. Niggas out here plotting, man, they trying to take me out. Hey, I got enemies, some I know, some I don't know about. Came up in a war zone, it get dark, here go in the house. People come up missing up in these conditions. People hungry, ain't got no food in kitchens. Damn, these streets is like a sauna. All I ain't focus on is commas. Get good, throw a fist down and get a bottle. Where we at? Who is the brag? You a gun. Came from the streets. Bullets in the air. Niggas out here threatening my existence. And a bitch never asks for permission. Sorry if I'm seeming like I'm distant. Got a game plan, got a vision. I'ma be 100 till I finish. Riding through my hood, I'm happy that I made it out. Niggas out here plotting, man, they tryna take me out.
Alright, fight fans, it's enough of that, man. What's going on, man? It's the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. You know, once again, as always, it's an honor and a pleasure to be up on here with the boxing fam. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all having a blessed Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, depending on wherever you at. And yeah, man, hope y'all woke up with a smile on your face this morning. You get me? But yeah, man, got some time. Get up on here early before the day really gets underway, and let's talk some boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things to talk about. I want to do a special episode that I haven't done in a while. It's called Mainman Mademan's Mailbag. I used to do this all the time, but I literally looked through some of my video archives, and I noticed that I ain't did one of these in a minute. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. So I figured, you know, I show some love back to the fam. And yeah, man, we'll go through some of the comments that's been laid on some of the vids. We'll break down, you know, we'll get into some of them, you know what I'm saying? Some of them going to be for me, some of them going to be against me, but it is what it is. That's what make it so fun, you know what I'm saying? You get to address it. I got Last of a Dying Breed in the building. What's up, fam? What's up to everybody that joins up? As you come on in, hit that thumbs up for the homie, you know what I'm saying? If you're coming in and if you got to make an early departure or whatever, man, definitely hit that thumbs up on the way out. You did. So yeah, man, we're gonna get up into some of this, man. We're gonna address everything head on. I got my brother Orlando Finney in the building. What's up, fam? About to get into some of these crazy comments that I'm sure that I got. So let's get right into it, shall we? Let's see what y'all been talking about. You know what I mean? So the way we usually do this is that, yeah, man, we'll you see the video right there on the right, you know, of the comment that they laid it on right here. And yeah, we'll just address each comment individually, and we'll just go down the list and see how interesting it gets, man. All right, we'll deal with the first one from Muzza. He says, how dare Bradley give his honest opinion? I hope Top Rank fire him for telling the truth. Now, clearly, he being sarcastic as hell, man. He being sarcastic. This was on the Timothy Bradley Sells Out video. So he being sarcastic as hell. He's basically saying that, you know, because I was jumping on Tim Bradley, like, how you gonna turn your homeboy in? Like, how you gonna, that's your dude in Terrence Crawford. Like, no matter even whatever's going on or how you feel about the fight game, that's family. That's your blood, and you always want to make sure your family got their best face out to the public. And that's what's turning people off about that whole situation. It's more so like, damn, bro, like, yeah, we understand you. And even though Timothy Bradley's argument don't add up, when his argument got to be, well, it's Lomachenko. When it comes down to that, and that's the only really like arguments you really giving, like, it's Lomachenko. It's gonna make people look at you funny, like, what? Then that's your little homie. So why you do? Not to mention, just days prior, you was just bigging him up. You know, telling everybody why he number one. And then now you out here talking about if Lomachenko beat Luke Campbell, he number one? Come on, man. Shit don't look right, Joe. Look like you trading your little homie in. Look like you being two-faced. Look like you selling them out. So when you try to get all sarcastic, Muzz, you could be sarcastic. It's not about him giving his honest opinion as an analyst. It's about him protecting this little homie. It's about look out for the fam. This man was living with him at one point in time. So that's what I'm saying, man. All right, 92 AKU says, bruh, Heyman been making trash fights too. You forget 2013 to 2017 PBC? You forgot those Berto Alexander versus random Uber drivers? Come on, man. And he left this on the UK Boxing Beware promoters want to sell trash fights in the UK. Now, the point I was making there was, yo, man, and I'm trying to tell the UK fans and YouTube straight clip me on that video, Joe. They took it from 14 minutes to 3 minutes, man. You hear me? But hey, I was trying to make the point of, look, man, we all got to stick together in this. The way Bob Arum and the way Eddie Hearn is talking, they talking like, well, we can't get these fights over here. So guess what? If they don't want them, we'll just take them on over here. And I'm like, well, I mean, the man Eddie Hearn is literally out in quotes saying, well, I can put, Usyk in the UK versus a non-Brit versus basically anybody, and I can still draw a big crowd. And it's playing on the passion for the UK fans' love for boxing. And that was my problem. You did. You want to compare him to Al Heyman 92. You want to compare him to Al Heyman fights, but Heyman ain't talking about putting the mid-level fights in these on a huge scale like they talking about. They talking about putting these mediocre fights on a big scale, on the top level, in the O2 arena and all that other jazz. Like, look, man, look at Tyson Fury and Ottawa. I mean, in his previous fight. What's the other clown that he fought in his last fight? Nobody showed up. You know, you could try to put him in an arena like that over here. Guess what you're going to get? 5,000 tickets sold. That's how it's going to roll. Chin Smoke in the building. What's up, fam? What's up with you? And that's how it is. That's what I'm telling y'all. So they feel like, look, if the Americans ain't gonna pay for it, then we're gonna take it over here to the UK and dump this trash in they backyard. Look at they talking Terrence Crawford, Aegis Kalvalauskas, right? So in that particular situation, it's like, all right, well, the Americans ain't gonna come over here and support Terrence Crawford in the way that we want them to, because he's facing Aegis Kalvalauskas, Mean Machine. When that was a fight, us Americans know if Bob Arum would have put his foot down, I believe, he could have got Crawford out of that out the mandatory situation. Aegis Kalvalauskas is coming off of a draw. Bob Arum got tremendous influence with the WBO. Man, don't act like he couldn't have swung that. You know what I mean? No, that Ray Robinson fight was real close for Aegis Kalvalauskas. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But the point I'm making is he could have put his foot on the gas, and we know that. But we ain't going to sit here and act like this is the greatest thing in the world. That's why you hear the whispers of Kell Brook all the way over here. So, you see, that's why we hold them to the fire. Like, okay, look, if you're going to put, then that shit going on Fox Sports 1. It's going on ESPN+. You ain't putting that on primetime pay-per-view. No, you ain't putting it on the top level here. As opposed to over in the UK, they feel as though they can. You know what I mean? But and some of them fights from 13 to 17, come on, man. Like, it was some good fights in there, bro. I could run down a whole list of fights that you gotta understand. People gotta get out of this mentality that every fight gotta be a bomb burner. Dog, look at the greats. some of the greats, none of them fought every single fight was a top level fight. You get me? Every fight, right? It just wasn't that way. I'm a big Sugar Ray Robinson fan. We know how many victories he got before he lost. But do we know any of them dudes? Have you ever heard? I mean, maybe one or two. It's not every fight. It just, and so, I mean, I guess when people look at Al Heyman, they say, man, he got the best roster in boxing, so we should see more. You got to understand, man, people, the fight fans, the thing that they blind to is that, yeah, you may got a tight roster and all of these top names, but these names, is only so many dates, and that stuff be bumping heads with each other. You can't put these top names, you want them in prime time and on the big cards. Well, there's only so many of them dates. That's just how it is. I mean, I know people don't like to hear it and talk about it, but that's just what it is, man. And I had to accept that myself. There's only so many dates, and this man and this brand has so many top fighters. That was such an issue, especially last year. That was a huge issue. Before they redid this deal with Fox and all that, man, that was a huge issue. Them fighters was all, Eddie Hearn felt comfortable he can pluck them off one by one if he, mainly because they felt, him and Oscar felt as though the PBC fighters wasn't getting enough dates. And that was the way that they thought that it was going to be their way in to infiltrate the PBC fighters because they're not getting enough dates until Al flipped the script and brought in Fox. You did. So it's like, man, come on. When we always be, look at 13 and 17, man, look, all I'm saying is, it was some real good fights in it. And I think for the dates that they had available for those level of fights, they did what they could. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, like I said, they don't want to hear that shit, bro. DGO says the American PBC divas are ducking Crawford. What do you expect him to do? And I guess this is on that same UK boxing beware. I'm not saying not to go to the UK and fight. That ain't what I'm saying, DGO. Of course you go to the UK and fight. He went and fought Ricky Burns in the UK, a fight that he barely gets credit for from a lot of fight fans. You know what I mean? He went over to the back. That was huge. That was especially over in the UK. That was big. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying if he comes over to the UK, then the UK should be holding these promoters accountable like we do and say, well, if you bring in Crawford over here, why can't we see Kell Brook in Crawford? Because Kell Brook is from the UK, right? Why you bringing Mean Machine over here? Or whoever's Green Machine, whatever, you know what I mean? Why you bringing him over here? Why you ain't putting out Kell Brook? You took Amir Khan over to America. Notice that. Dog, let me see, like, y'all gonna get the Vasyl Lomachenko's versus Luke Campbell's. Y'all can have that shit. Y'all gonna get that. But y'all ain't gonna get Vasyl Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. Y'all ain't gonna get Vasyl Lomachenko versus a Richard Comey if it come down to that. Or Devin Haney. And he on his own. I'm just saying, it ain't gonna happen. Because we demand those fights be here. Not to mention the money's over here. You know what I mean? M-Star says the Loma fight was a huge success in pay-per-view in the UK. Loma had a very good paycheck, and superstars like Loma was treated like a god. Loma loved the reception. I think Crawford will get a bigger reception than Loma, as he can speak English. Crawford will sell out much more than Loma did. And let's be honest, if you're a fighter, don't you love when fans love you and come out in 20,000 plus to see you? Yeah, they treated him like a god, bruh. UK fans love superstars visiting the UK. They get treated well, and he gets paid well, pay-per-view perspective. Top Rank did the math. That's why Bob wants to come again. But I agree. I do not want trash fighters up against Crawford or Loma if that is what Bob is thinking. Good comment, M-Star. And he's a UK fan, so shout out to the UK. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, good comment, bro. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, it sounds to me in your comment, yeah, you don't mind them coming over there getting the money and the recognition or whatever, but you also requiring them to have good fights. And that's all I'm trying to tell people. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to tell people. Let me see what's going on in the comment section. See what's up with the fam. What up, Rocket Strikes 89 in the building. Monty Brown TV, my brother in the building. What's up, homie? What's goody with you, man? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that love. Lewis Coleman in the building. What's up with you? Law Swan, what's going on? What's up with you, man? Did you see AJ's latest IFL interview? Cleared up a lot of stuff. Don't want to bump in. Just check it out when you get a chance. Will do. Yeah, I did catch it. You know, man. They even caught the press conferences. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of things were answered. And I wanted to get at his own his own stream, his own. I'm gonna get that more airtime right now. We just doing the mailbag thing, but expect a live stream probably tomorrow or today on that particular thing. You know, AJ and Ruiz is on his own planet, bruh. You know what I mean? Like this thing's so big where it literally requires its own space. You know what I mean? So I mean, but I will say this though, just to kind of just minor chime in. I see AJ looking slimmer. Looking like he retooled. He looking much more focused this time around. But we'll know once the lights cut on. That's when you'll really see what's really when that rubber meets the road. You know what I mean? But he looks slimmer. He look like, yo, man, he ain't coming in this thing looking like a bag of muscles. He don't want that oxygen to get depleted so fast this time around. Most importantly, what I'm noticing is that he ain't drastically. What's the word I'm looking for? He's not overreacting. And that was one of my things that I was looking for in him building up to this fight. Would he overreact? Will he drop the nuclear bomb on his training, on his training regimens and everything like that? Like just change everything. You dig where I'm going? Like, and I thought that wasn't warranted. And I thought if he did that, it would have looked like he was too overthinking, thinking too much into it, which wouldn't have been good. No training changes, you know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. You know, it would have been good. And like people think I'm wrong. But like my main man, Jared Hurd, I say, look, he's going through the training change and everybody's like, yeah, he should pump his brakes and it's good that he's slowing himself down against Julian. I disagree. I think all he needed was an addition. I think a fighter this late in their career, this much is hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Now, it may take some time. And the question is, does that fighter got that luxury of time? In Jared Hurd's case, it's if you going in 160 then, either way. Because he ain't going to sit around for 3-4 fights at 54 to get used to a new trainer. And you know what I mean? He going to have to go up to 160. If you're going to stay at 54, you had to add, all you needed was addition. Something to work, something minor. I mean, that's what I believe. I mean, everybody wants him to turn into a defensive specialist. If it ain't him, it ain't him. Y'all got to understand that, man. I understand these type of things got to be learned as a pup. Like, Jared is instinctively going to go back to what he knows if he gets into a firefight. I'm telling y'all, man. It's just too late. Let's move on. Crawford resume, switch hitter says, Crawford resume may be sketchy, but we know on a bet we would favor Bud over Thurman, Garcia, Porter, Spence, Pac-Man. In fact, I would have bet Bud over Floyd. Judging on skill set, whoever doesn't recognize his real, I don't know what to tell you. That's a Bud fan right there. Salute the switch hitter. That's a Bud fan right there, y'all. Hear me. Man, look, I'm going to tell you right this. I favor Bud over Porter, Pac-Man, and Garcia. When it comes to Thurman and Spence, it's 50-50 in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see that whole lineup right there. But he do get a lot of trash about his resume, and this comment was left on the Timothy Bradley sells out turns Crawford video. And he does get a lot of critics on his resume that I don't think give him a fair shot. Like I tried to tell y'all earlier, I think the Ricky Burns win deserves much more credit than it gets. Everybody be running around, Ricky Burns. Man, come on, man, that's laughable. I ain't saying Ricky Burns is the greatest thing in the world, but I'm saying that's a notable win. I'm saying, look, you remember when you beat a 2-time world champion and you got to give him, especially when you went to his backyard. Man, you got to give him love for that. You hear me? Love for that. Lala D in the building. What's up with you? You got to give love for that, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm simply saying. He don't get no love for that. Then on top of that, he don't get no love like Lomachenko gets for going up and fighting bigger opponents. Jeff Horn is now fighting at 160 pounds like fight fans. I mean, Terrence Crawford had just entered 147. So for a fighter who just 2 fights ago was at 147, now he at about 160. I mean, that's a bigger man. Terrence come up there, take the belt up off him. I mean, Joe, we give this man credit. Terrence ain't never fought a fighter that came up to him from 2 weight classes under. You know what I mean? He's never done that. Not to mention Terrence Crawford has never also been able to come into boxing in his second fight, get a championship fight, lose, and then the very next fight still get another championship fight. He never had that silver platter. You did. So when everybody be, oh, look at the resume, I don't take nothing away from him. He a bad man. Top 5 pound for pound for sure. But I'm saying, look, this man had everything handed to him on a silver platter, bruh. I don't care what nobody say. On top of that, look what's going on. The WBC, never seen nothing like this. Where you got a current champion gets to fight for a vacated belt in their sanctioning body. That's silver platter shit. Like, he getting the silver platter out this joint. I'm telling you, man. So, I mean, we got to consider all of these variables like this, man. My man Crawford had to come from the mud with it and go through. It may have been the top rank circus, but he had to go through the right way to become totally undisputed. Not get a silver platter handed to you. I'm just saying, though, but we know what that's about. I'm just saying, though. Lala D says, I'm not sure about Bud over Spence or Floyd, but it is possible. I ain't sure about that neither. You know what I mean? Whenever anybody mention the word Floyd, I ain't never sure. So I'm not going to ever count Floyd out of nothing. I just never have a reason to. And I love Bud, but, you know, that's ifs, ands, or buts right there. Has Herb responded to any of the comments about him backing out? Nah, we have seen nothing. I've been refreshing pages like crazy, Lala D. I haven't seen anything. Nothing. You know, we just waiting. I mean, silence is golden. Silence is golden. Let him sit there. He probably letting the fever die down a little bit before he can give an answer. Because when you give an answer and the fever's still high, it gets misinterpreted. It gets broken down. Every little syllable that you say is, oh, I don't know. I don't like the way his face looked when he said this right here. His face looked a little funny. He might be like, let the fever die down, you know. So I'm sure he'll come out on whatever platform, and I'm sure he'll give a explanation for this and let the fans know, his fans know, you know, we was behind him 150%. Let us know that, yo, why I'm belling. You gotta let us know though. You know what I mean? You gotta get to let us know. DK9 says Crawford resume looks worse by the month. He ain't top of the list. Anyone who thinks he is smoking work. Man, come on, man. Then his resume looking worse. Come on, man. Y'all tripping about this man. Resume, dog. Like, it ain't, look, is it legendary? No. But is it good? Yes. Yes, it's just as good as anybody else that's a champion right now. I mean, I don't understand why Crawford's resume has come under fire so much after they make this Lomachenko crap. Like, oh, he number one. Now Crawford's resume come under tremendous fire. Man, come on, man. My man Crawford's resume is legit, bro. I'm sorry. A two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, bigger men, champion in each weight class, reigning in weight classes like these. Oh, he's done it all. And then we want to sit back and talk about, oh, his resume is trash. He can't help who was champion at them times. Y'all killing me, man. I don't understand this, man. Look at this. Joseph Scott, get off the gas. Lomachenko got a better resume than Crawford, and Bradley knows it. Man, Bradley is a lunchbox, man. Bradley need to go sit his ass down somewhere. Bradley is a sellout, bruh. That's all the Bradley doing. He's selling his little homie out. But get off, man. Lomachenko that's your opinion, but I just don't see it, bruh. He got a loss. He got a loss under 15 fights. Y'all want to just keep blanking that out. He got a loss. That sets him back. It's what have you done for me lately, bro? And Crawford is still winning, man. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody was bigging up Amir Khan prior to Crawford beating him. Oh, Amir Khan undefeated at welterweight, and that was going around everywhere. That was the selling point for that fight. Oh, it's going, yeah, Amir Khan undefeated. Now it's like, oh, Amir Khan ain't this and he ain't that because he quit because Crawford made him quit. It's like, man, come on, but this, man. Before that fight, oh, Amir Khan got a chance. He got fast hands. When us true boxing fans knew from day one when that fight was announced, man ain't have a chance. Man got no chin. He has no punch resistance. You cannot train that, especially this late in a fighter's career. No way, no how. It's impossible. So we all knew that. You know what I mean? But they killing me, man. They killing me, man. Let's see. Vincent Roof says, Mainman, your narrative is correct. And I never thought about it from that perspective. I always felt that Loma was given opportunities that was unheard of. Loma's skill set is incredible, but one loss in only 14 fights, I'll have to put Pacquiao in the list of pound for pound if that's the case. All day. I mean, how many of these fighters that we talk about on the pound for pound list had a loss under 15 or 20 fights? How many of them that we talking about had that? I mean, I don't think none of them, right? That's all I'm saying. Denise Ward's in the building. What's going on? What's up, Queen? What's up? Yeah, man. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know. Let's keep on going down, man. Let's keep on going down. Marcus R says, I can make a case for either guy. Bradley is well within his rights to pick Lomachenko. Don't make a problem with it. Is none. Yeah. Look, man, y'all getting like technical about it. I'm getting reality driven about it. Like, duh, this is a fighter that he sees every day. He's getting thrown under the bus. This is just what's happening. That ain't cool. How do we see that as cool in any shape, form, or fashion? You can at least say, you know what, I got no comment on it. I'm done with the comments. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to say on that situation. That would have been, even though that would have still been perceived like, yo, this dude, something ain't right there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that would have been a better look than just totally throwing him under the bus. And that's what I mean, dog. It's not about a professional analyst point of view and, nah, man, ain't none of that, man. It's more deeper than that, man. For real. Lala D says she favors Brooke over Terrence Crawford. That'll be an interesting fight. That'll be a real good fight, Joe. A heavy puncher, strong fighter like Brooke at welterweight. The question is, can Brooke make the weight class? I just don't know. And then if Brooke lose, well, how much credit will Crawford get saying that Brooke come back down to welterweight? Look at Spence. He gets dogged with the situation of, Brooke was drained. We hear it constantly. And it happened the same way with Terrence Crawford, especially now Brooke with damaged eyes and losses. I ain't saying I don't want to see the fight. I definitely want to see the fight. But I'm just saying that how much credit would Crawford really get, though? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. On the Lomachenko number one pound for pound, Gary Russell Jr. Live stream, Boxing Logic United says he is chasing the belts. And Leo Warrington Valdez got the belts. So he chasing just Leo for nothing. I guess he be talking about Gary Russell Jr. and saying he should be focusing on all of those dudes. Man, he's called them all out, Mo. We focus more on Leo because of the rivalry that they got, and we've been wanting to see that fight for a long. But you can look through the time, you can look through the articles of Time or whatever, and you'll see, bro, he called them all out. It ain't just Leo. He called out Warrington Valdez. He called them all out, man. He even called out Rigo at once upon a time. You know what I mean? He called them all out. It's just that them dude, I guess you see them as too far gone, but there's a real good, easier shot to make than with Leo because they both under Heyman and they both under PBC. And it's like no politics, no reason. They in the same weight class. They both champions. It all lines up perfectly. And I guess that's why maybe he probably want that to put that one, not to mention the rivalry, but that's why he want to push it more harder. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand that. DGO says Eddie Hearn is the best promoter in boxing, hands down. Tank would be an idiot not to make a deal. I don't know about the best promoter. He's an active promoter. I'll give him that because he got more ground to cover than most. And I'd say, the best promoter would have made Kell Brook versus Amir Khan. The best promoter would have made Tevin Farmer versus Tank Davis. You know what I mean? So you say he the best promoter. I hear you, but there's a lot of fights that slip through the crack. The best promoter would have gotten us Wilder and Joshua by now. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot. That's a lot of ground to cover when you say he's the best promoter. But it's your opinion, and I ain't knocking it. He is active though. He does a zillion interviews. He says a zillion different things. You know what I mean? I will give you that. He's an active promoter. He's always on the move. He's always flapping his gums. He's always saying this, saying that, talking this way one day, talking that way the next day. Yeah, he's active. He's an active dude. And 718 on Sean Porter threatens to cut Earl Spence video. I can't take Sean serious due to his energy changing about Earl throughout the years. I hear you. And yeah, that's why a lot of people call his new bravado unauthentic. A lot of people call what he doing nowadays a little fake because they said that, man, look, we ain't never seen this. This brand new. Who's this dude? This the doppelganger of Porter? Like, who is this dude, bro? You a big time celebrity. All the celebrities coming to see you all of a sudden. Man, they don't know you. They don't know you. You know what I mean? Sean probably went to somebody's show and be like, you know what? Hey, look, please, Martin Lawrence, can you please come to my caught him backstage? Can you please come to my fight? Look, I'll pay you to come to the fight. Just come to the fight. You know what I'm saying? I just need you there in the audience. Man, Sean is flexing heavy right now. Like, he just big baller, shot caller. He running the show. Earl is on his show. That's what he said. Man, you on my show. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, he trying his best. This son Earl, it's mental. I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm messing with it, but I know exactly what it is. It's a mental thing. And it's hard to believe, though. You know, Earl, one of them cats, once he knows something, it's like he be sure on what he knows. So if I know that your last fight drew nothing, nobody came to your fight, and it was a good fight, that tells you something. Let Earl have been fighting Ugas in Texas. It would have been, it would have been crazy down there probably. You know what I mean? And they know this on that side. So it's like, man, you talking, well, you faking, you pump faking heavy out here, Joe. Like, you talking all that talk, but we know what it really is. And Sean gonna pull some casuals with it, especially hopefully from his hometown. He gonna pull some casuals, and that's the name of the game. That's all he want to do. Pull them casuals in, man. Get them to buy this fight. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. But that's all just fight selling tickets. It's all selling tickets. You know what I mean? All right, Low Blow Champ says Santa Cruz been lame. Shaking my head. He at least fought Martez and Frampton, but that was years ago now. Yeah, he fought them, but those wasn't the fights that we were asking for either, Low Blow. We was asking for Rigo. We was asking for Gurry. Those were what we was asking for. He turned around and flipped it and gave us Frampton and Martez twice. You know what I mean? When nobody really... The Frampton fight was good, though. I liked it, the Frampton. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he should have... You know, if you was going to fight him twice, you might well just gave him the third one. You know what I'm saying? Who knows if that's still going to happen or not? Probably so, but who knows? You know what I mean? But no one asked for them fights. We wanted Gurry and Rigo. Those were the two that everybody wanted to see Leo face. To me, Leo has never been the... Everybody said, well, because he fought them two. Nah, man. I mean, what Gurry did, yeah, he ain't got the other champions or whatever, like, or top, you know, but he got Jojo Diaz, who's a sought after fighter right now, and he got Johnny Gonzalez, who was a good win. So it's like, dog, that's damn near equal to Frampton and Valdez or Martez or whoever. Man, come on, man. We want that ain't what we asked for, man. That ain't what we asked for. You know what I mean? Boxing Logic United says, Sean ain't dirty to me. I've watched boxing all my life, and Sean never been what Earl and his club claim Sean is. Well, you gonna have to ask that amongst the other fighters. That's something that, yo, if you as a fan can't see what Sean be doing in that ring sometimes, you just listen to the words of the other fighters. Just listen to what Andre Berto say. Just listen to what Devin Alexander say. You know what I mean? Like, it's out there, bro. You know what I mean? We see it. I ain't gonna say he purposely do a lot of things. That's all I tell you. He don't purposely do a lot of it. I think it's just who he is as a fighter. It's just how he fights. I don't mind it. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm not like y'all boxing fans. Like, oh, well, I don't want to see Sean do. Man, Sean need to do what he got to do to win. You ain't gonna give credit to Orlando Salido for his win over Lomachenko, then turn around and criticize Sean. You can't do it. You can't do it. You know, can't do it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You can't do it. That's kind of irrelevant. Kovalev declined the fight. Well, he's accepted the fight now. I think he made that comment prior to the Yard fight. Let's see. Yeah, man, and that's another situation that's playing out. They saying that Canelo is going to do this. There's a lot of rumors and whispers talking about Canelo going to go up to that 75. No catch weight. He ain't gonna be no catch weight on no, but it may be a rehydration clause involved. But you know, we knew that edge. We just was trying to see where it was gonna come from, but we knew the edge was coming. All right, let's see. Muhammad Ali says that's exactly what Sean Porter threatens to cut Earl Spence. That's exactly what Sean needs to do. Get on the inside and rough him up. Not to the extent of foul play, but I don't think he should have came out with it as the referee might keep stopping the fight. I think it's a threat at best, as I can't see that kind of behavior from a type of person Sean is. New sub. Salute, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, you're right, man. Like, he got to do he got to be who he is, dog. And I don't want it to go as far to be foul, but if it get foul, it get foul. Earl get foul back. This can be that kind of fight. That's the thing. I think Earl ready to go there if he got to go there. He already told Sean, look, I'm going to come out. I'm going to fight this fight the way I fight. But if you start doing certain shit, you cut me, You do this like you talking about you gonna do, then it's on empowerment. And I think if Earl get dirty, it'd be interesting to see how Sean responded to that. You hear me? But I don't think Sean, like I said, I don't think he intentionally did none of that shit. I don't think he intentionally go in there with a game plan like I'm going to injure. I'm going to hit him low. I'm going to hit him with the head. Nah, I'm going to hit him with an elbow. Man, come on, man. Tyson did that for years. This is boxing. That's not PC up 2019 boxing where if you see a foul happen, it's like the worst thing in the world. It happens. You know what I'm saying? What's up with y'all boxing fans out here, man? What's going on, man? Canelo Alvarez wants Kovalev on November 2nd video. Chin Smoke says Canelo will take every advantage he can, especially against a bigger opponent. All day. All day. And they hear, that's why I was saying they talk about this rehydration clause, and that may just be the thing. I mean, Canelo wants to find ways to drain Kovalev. It's just because he wants to go to the body. So any assistance with that is always a big plus for Canelo Alvarez. Like if he could keep Kovalev from being full strength, or at least having his strength deplete halfway through that fight along with his body work, it helps. I think Kovalev, I don't know, he should be good with this. I don't know how much the rehydration clause would be. I don't know if it'd be 10 pounds. I don't know if it'd be 5 pounds. It all depends on how Canelo want to carry it, man. But I don't know. Let's see, man. Let's see. Okay. That's for a lot of those was for the yard fight, and I don't want to get in because the result. A lot of the comments are probably prior to the fight. People giving their assessment on what they gonna think of gonna happen. I'm not gonna read those type of comments because everybody gets it right, everybody gets it wrong. You know what I'm saying? Earl Spence Vada CBB PED answers and vindication video. A video I'm very proud of. Ray Hernandez says he is still ducking the clean boxer program like a sucker duck. I ain't heard nothing yet, man. I ain't gonna comment much on it, but I ain't heard nothing yet. Come on, yo, bring that headline out. Bring it out. Let everybody hear it. I know it's a confidentiality thing going on with the drug testing, but all we want to know is that he's in the program so this can go away. Bring it out. Just put that headline out one day so it can just be out there and you ain't got to speak on it again. You know what I'm saying? WBC, put it out. You know what I mean? Boxing scene, whoever, put it out. We waiting on that headline. I haven't seen it yet. That's all I'm saying. Renee Box Young in the building. What's up, famo? What's goody? You know what I mean? Well, man, I'm just saying, man, like we can sit here and keep acting like it's just supposed to disappear. Poof, pow, be gone. You know what I mean? Yeah, look, I don't think he did anything, and I'm staying on that point. But at the end of the day, like I say, just for the bullshit, you know what I'm talking about. Just to make it, just to stomp out that fire. Just drop the headline and stomp that fire out. That's it. I don't understand why that's so hard, man. I don't get it. Dundada, what's up, famo? He say, I agree with T-Bug Crawford. He put this on the Terrence Crawford, I don't need Earl Spence video. He needs me. I agree with T-Bug Crawford. He doesn't need EJ, just like EJ doesn't need T-Bug Crawford. But everyone knows that they will enhance each other and be doing okay, and we'll be doing boxing a favor. We have talked enough for 2 fights already, all day. I know you, son, tired of all the talking, man. You like, let's make it happen, Joe. And they don't need each other. Well, I do think Crawford may need, it ain't got to exactly be Earl, just he needs a better crop. He needs a better access to better fighters. You know what I'm saying? That's all he really needs. It's not so much a gas to be Earl. Preferably it should be Earl because they the biggest rising star. I mean, biggest name is in the division right now. But I mean, if he could get a Danny, you know what, with their rivalry, if he can get even a Sean or a Manny, you know, a Manny will be perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? And of course, PBC ain't gonna make that happen, man. But if he can get something like that, it does almost the same effect in one way or another. You know what I mean? Earl will be, like I say, that'll be a hell of a name. It'll do tremendous wonders. It'll be trilogy worthy, the whole 9. But let's not act like Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. And if Terrence Crawford had that hate on his resume, especially after Manny beating Keith, man, that'll do tremendous shit for Terrence. I mean, it'll just solidify him for what we already know him to be. Okay, let's see. Owen Bryan in that same video says they both need each other. Spence career path ends without fighting Bud and vice versa. Just seemed incomplete. Looking back, though, Jeff Horn is a good name on the resume all day. I mean, yeah, like I say, people taking away from it because it was a Rafa situation, not taking into account that it was at 160. But I mean, I think his resume is just as good as anybody else's, especially at welterweight. You know what I'm saying? So, and then if we're gonna go by what have you done for me lately amongst the current welterweights, well, you put his resume up against Danny Garcia's and tell me, you know, as far as the wins are concerned, he has bigger wins to me at the weight class than Danny. I mean, I don't know, man. People just give him too much shit on his resume, man. It ain't cool, bruh. Lewis Coleman says Spence needs a top guy on his resume. That's good. That wasn't already. What'd that say? That wasn't already. No, that wasn't already beat up. Oh, okay. So you see, Akel was already beat up. Lamont was already at the end. You know, that's what it is. And that's why I say, man, this fight right here, this man ain't beat up. Porter ain't beat up. Nope, did this every time I hear people criticize now on critics on Spence or whatever. It's like with me, every time you come up with a different point of criticism, it can be answered right here. You know what I mean? Everything that we talked about for years can be answered right here with this one. Whether the clean boxing program, whether he can beat an elite fighter, whether he can handle pressure, whether he can beat an in-prime champion, whether he can survive an onslaught, like all of the questions that you've ever had. Ever. Right here. I can't think of one question that won't be answered, hopefully for me. That's if the best Sean Porter shows up. But I'm expecting him to because he's never not shown up. But I mean, win, lose, or draw, whether his skill set is limited to whatever, he still gives his best effort. And it's managed to make him a 2-time champion. So that's all I'm saying, man. Hey, man, that's all I'm saying. Let's see. See what else we got. Let's see what we got. Lewis got a lot of replies on that, man. Yeah, man. Ronnie Boy Fresh says on the Terrence Crawford don't need Earl Spence video, Boogeyman Bud forcing all of them jokers to vacate them straps. Vacation year 2020. Hey, that's what it is. Hey, that's what hey, look, what if Bob, right, can pull some strings for Bud like he pulled for Vasyl Lomachenko and make him fight for the other belts, man. Like, man, and force them dudes to have to make a fight, man. That'd be I'd be still questioning the rules and all that stuff, but I mean, look, you could do it for one, do it for the other. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, make some magic happen for Bud, man. You made that magic happen for Vasyl. Man, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Oh, the WBC rarely does it. They'll give you one example out of the last 100 years that they've done it. And be like, yeah, remember when we did it here back in 1954? Yeah, for Jack Johnson versus this guy. Yeah, we did it for him. And then they also did it one time in 1973. You'd be like, man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. They make it mad. They got that blue magic for Vasyl Lomachenko, bro. They make it happen. Like, yeah, we gonna just, man, look, if it would have came down to it, you don't think, look, if it would have been too much protest about that move, you don't think the WBC would have just created a belt? It's to the point now where, look, if the WBC ain't gonna get their way one way or another, they'll just create the damn belt. Like, all right, well, you know what? Y'all tripping off about, we giving this fighter that shot. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna make the we gonna make the platinum, diamond, gold, wood, copper frame, Southeast DC belt. You know what I mean? That's what they gonna make. So it just it don't matter, dog. It don't even matter. You know what I mean? For real. It's sad, man. It's sad. Let's see. I mean, y'all was going in on that last comment too, man. Damn. But y'all be, the Bud versus Spence debate, man. It's like right now, Joe, at an all-time high, man. It's at an all-time high, bro. This fight is so baked that it's not even funny. I mean, they running a major risk with the level of like, if one of these fighters lose, man, we already see it with Joshua and Wilder. And, man, I'm telling you, Joe, they running a major risk of stalling this fight out as long as they've been stalling it, man. A couple years now, like, it's getting to the point now, dog. Like, I understand what the plan is on Earl's side. He on the side, but dog, certain things got to eventually start taking precedent. You know what I mean? And this fight right here, I I'm sorry, bro. Like, if he can't get Manny next, man, if he want to take a soft touch, I'm with that though. Cause Sean Porter's a rough, tough fight. I'm real. I'm a realist. I'm gonna be realistic about that situation. But he gotta give us this. They gotta make this shit. I ain't gonna just say him, but both. They gotta make this happen, man. Cause I'm telling you, they running risks right now. And listen, looking at the level of fighters that's coming up, that's trying to get involved in the welterweight division, bro, it's gonna be some risks that's gonna have to be taken. And I'm just saying, there they go with this marinating shit. You know what I mean? Let's move on. Let's see. When Terrence Crawford don't need Earl Spence video, yes, he needs Spence on his resume, but it's good that he said that. Douglas Allen says, I'm sorry. Yes, he needs Spence on his resume, but it's good that he said what he said. The ball is back in Spence's court now because he made it clear that Spence still has work to do. There's a big chance that Spence is the one that won't stay in the weight class that long. And even if he moves up, wins belts at 54, even 60, there will be a population that says he ducked Bud all day. I agree. And that's one of the more important reasons why the fight got to happen, Douglas. Because, yo, this will be a stain maybe on both of their careers if this don't happen. This is too big now. It's getting to that level like cross-promotion should be easy to do. We know how when fights get to a level of hype, how both sides of the street like, yo, screw all of the politics now at this point. It's so big that we missing out on too much money. Now, I don't know if maybe they don't believe in Bud. Maybe, I don't know. But it ain't Bud that's holding this stuff up, man. I can't go by what everybody think. Oh, I think it's Bud. I got to go by the words that they saying, man. And it looked like to me one side do got their foot on the gas and the other side like, no, we got a game plan. We got a strategy. And that's the type of talk that for other fighters, nobody tolerated. Nobody tolerated that kind of talk from my main man, Keith. Nobody tolerated that kind of talk from my main man, Kel. But he got a plan, and he stick to the script. But they couldn't stick to this. Keith couldn't stick to his script. He couldn't go from, going to Manny Pacquiao, all the criticism that he got for choosing a legend. And everybody jump, oh, man, now, come on, man. Like, Earl got himself a plan. Cool. But all I'm saying, throughout executing that plan, don't slip up and lose this right here. Even on Terrence side, what if Terrence lose? It can happen. I mean, Terrence is a hell of a fighter, number one pound for pound. But, dog, this is boxing. And all this over-marination, man, I'm telling you, Joe. I'm telling you. In this type of year, shit, man. Donald Bell on Bob Arum needs Mikey Garcia video. Boo Boo went to the zone and still couldn't get the Canelo fight. Khan went to Matchroom and still wouldn't fight Brook. Yeah, I don't know what they doing with Boo Boo Andre, man. I mean, I know they saving him to be like the last remaining piece, but each and every fight that passes is like it's getting more scrambled. You know what I mean? Like Canelo going up in weight. He's vacating titles with the WBC now. That's pretty much out the loop now. Now he got the WBC franchise belt, but we don't know how that's going to go. It's like, yo, man, and Boo Boo has now sat around so long out the mix where the talk of that WBO belt that he got, he going to become less and less irrelevant amongst the elite at 160 because the talk of undisputed ain't on the table like that no more. You know what I mean? If Triple G takes the IBF from Yevchenko, I mean, unless fight fans going to still somehow stupid way perceive Canelo to be the WBC champion, even though he ducked Charlo, he could be perceived as such, and they were like, oh, it's for undisputed. Nah. He ain't the WBC. He vacated, in my opinion. He vacated. He ain't the WBC champion no more. He's the WBC franchise mythical belt that's made out of kryptonium. He's that champion. So, Nah, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. And so Demetrius Andrade sitting right there at 54, sitting on that belt. Eddie ain't getting him what he need to get him, man. Get him in the mix the right way, man. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Daniel Jacobs, before he took off and left the weight class, could have took on Boo Boo, man. I understand whatever they got, friends or whatever. I don't want to hear none of that, man. They could have fought. He fought Yevchenko. And that's a dude from his training camp. So, come on. They fight under the same coach. So, I don't know what's going on with Boo Boo, man. Every time it's to the point now, it's like when you think he got some momentum going and you think that he gonna get in the mix and like, okay, there you hear his name a little bit and then it just goes away. Then you hear a fight about Boo Boo versus, some random fighter that you never heard of before. Or something, I ain't gonna say never heard of before, but don't want to see him fight. You know what I mean? Like the Selecki situation and what was the other cat before that? Like, come on, man. Come on. Nobody wanted to see that, man. They got to give Boo Boo better fights, man. Boo Boo just, I don't know if he just milking checks. He happy with the position he in. He is a champion. And so, nobody can really, he got accolades on that. The potential for a big fight is always there. So he know he good there. It's like I don't know, man. It's like they handling him with kid gloves or something. I don't know. Let's see. Spence versus Bradley. Who ducked who? Marlonia76 says, why would he go to the WBC when Earl wasn't getting any action? The only person who stepped up was Kell Brook. Earl made the right decision. Yeah, that's the video when we talked about, what really went down between Earl Spence and Timothy Bradley, because they had an opportunity to fight each other back in the day, but it fell apart and the blame started to fall where it was. So I just wanted to tell exactly what went down at that time. And I mean, truth be told, Marlonius is right. I agree with Marlonius. Why would Earl, especially since his previous 2 fights prior to them ordering the Bradley fight were for the IBF. That's another thing. The WBC, we know how they get down. They just want to attach their names to everything that they can. And it's starting to get to a point where it will be confusing who really is sanctioned in this fight. Is it the WBC? Is it the IBF? Is it the WBO? Who? We see that's why the WBO became pissed this week. Like, why are you putting your janky ass belt, your Mayan belt, in our fight with Alexander Usyk? It has nothing to do with you. And that's how it was with Earl Spence Jr. They just wanted to stay attached to him one way or another. But his fights were actually for the IBF. They were IBF eliminators. And he was moving closer to a title shot in the IBF. It got misconstrued when the WBC attempted to do some Bama shit and put his name out there, that they dropped him from the list, along with Timothy Bradley on that list. But he don't get the same criticism. But they dropped him from that list, and it made it look like a certain other kind of way. And that's why I'm like, nah, man. Yeah, that wasn't the case at all. Bradley had no intentions of fighting Earl Spence at all. The video is up on YouTube. You can search for it yourself, where they interviewed him over that, and his body language told the whole story. He was like, man, I got to fight him? Oh, okay. That's what they said? Oh, okay. That's what they said. He already knew what was going down. He getting the hell out of boxing. You know what I mean? Wifey already told him, man, you getting out of boxing. I'm pulling you out. So, people got to remember how that really went down. So did they have the opportunity to fight? True. But also they saying that Timothy ducked Earl, when that technically ain't true either, because Earl had no intentions in fighting in the WBC. That fight would have had to be I think it would have been a good positioning fight, because they put Tim, I think, like number 2 and Earl number 3. So even if Tim would have got out of the way, it would have put him right up under the other welterweights, the big PBC welterweights, because they were all in the WBC. But the point is that Earl seemed like he had no intentions on fighting for the WBC. So you can say he ducked Bradley, but he ain't show no interest in fighting for the WBC. This is why he said in the interview at that time, he went to his coach and he asked him, does he got to to do the testing for the WBC? And his coach told him no, because we're not fighting for the WBC. We fighting for the IBF, and it doesn't have the same requirements. So we had to clear that up, man. And I agree with Marlonius, man. Why would he stay at the WBC? Or why would he go to the WBC when his trajectory, his future trajectory was heading towards the IBF? It just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Brother Reality says, Bradley is a running joke. The hell with his resume. Outside the ring, man. Outside the ring. He is. Inside the ring, he was a beast. But inside the ring, Bradley is that shiny bald head Bama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't with it. He just, man, I ain't got no words for him. I'm trying to keep it PC'd up because YouTube was on us, man, about the cursing and all. But I'm telling y'all, man, it just, Bradley a terrible dude, man. It said Douglas Allen on the Spence versus Bradley video says, what are the facts? Tim is taking shots at Spence, saying he is ducking Bud. See, that's what I was saying earlier. How do you go from saying all that bigging up Bud to he ain't number one pound for pound no more, just in that short amount of time? Tim is taking shots at Spence, saying he's ducking Bud. That's his opinion. Spence took a shot back and said, you ducked me and all the PBC. And that's his opinion. Okay. All right, that's cool. That's very true. That's true. You know what? Fair play. He also goes on to say, why can't he be denied? What can't be denied is that 1 week Tim said, I don't care about no sides of the fence. It's the world of boxing. And then exactly 1 week later came back and said, hold on. Okay, I get your point, though. I get your point. I don't know, man. Hey, like I say, Timothy Bradley does do a lot of double talk. That's all I can tell you about that. It's clear, it's evident with this Bud situation. Timothy Bradley word comes out of emotion or out of who paying him or who telling him to say what or what. I don't know, man. But Timothy Bradley words now, credibility-wise, has just took a major dump to me after what he did to Bud, man. It's just even hard to take anything he's saying serious, man. You know, we about to wrap this up, fight fans. We've been going for a minute. I know y'all want to start y'all day. So we're going to probably wrap this up. I'm going to go with a Sean Newton comment. Bradley was this is on the Spence and Bradley video. Bradley was fighting high-level opponents while Spence was still just building his name, trying to get big fights. We also know PBC isn't openly working with outside platforms. Bradley wins against Manny and Marquez, 2 future Hall of Famers. Spence hasn't done compared to that either. You know, you're right. I mean, look, if you want to tell me, if you asking me if Bradley's resume is better than Earl Spence Jr.'s, then yes, no doubt about it. I mean, but Earl is on his way, and Timothy Bradley's career is over. It's easy to sit back in hindsight and look back and say this is what he did. But this man's still a work in progress. Like he's still drawing his Mona Lisa. Like, let's see if it's when it's all said and done, is this a masterpiece of a career or not? Is this a Hall of Famer of a career or not? Don't give him that same respect you giving Bradley, judging it after Bradley's career. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But I mean, and you saying we also know PBC isn't openly working with outside platforms. But let's go back to that time. Was Top Rank? Those were the Top Rank HBO days, Mo. Was Top Rank working with outside platforms at that time? What did they have Manny Pacquiao on the Pacquiao Top Rank carousel? Did they have Timothy Bradley on the Top Rank carousel? Huh? They put Brandon Rios on the Top Rank carousel. So that's you got to remember that time, Mo. You remember how it was back then with Top Rank and HBO and how they started to heavily invest in the Eastern European fighter and then some. You know, so Top Rank is a stereotypical promotional company. Like, they stereotype races and stuff like that on how they believe things will sell. That's just how they operate. That's why they don't give Bud the fair shake they give Vasyl Lomachenko. They feel like this is more profitable than this. And that's how they view things. And it's an old school way of thinking in boxing. Things have changed now with the internet and all that. And a lot of these old dinosaur promoters ain't adjusted to that. They still see things in terms of a certain kind of way, how they used to sell fights back in the 50s. You know what I mean? Real talk. All right, we about to shut this down. And this is a good one. I'm gonna end it with this one. Straight Drop says, I notice you're not a Spence fan. Your team, Thurman and Crawford, right? Most of the time, yes, I will say that. You're right. But I think it's a little disingenuous to say I'm not a Spence fan. The thing is, I guess you'll hear me. Every fighter you hear me kind of sitting here like, yo, really showing love to are proven fighters. Are fighters that has already have done the things that I know that they deserve the praises that they get. You know what I'm saying? Every fighter you look at that I praise up, they've already are accomplished. Now, a lot of the Spence fans feel like what Spence has accomplished satisfies them. But in my opinion, I haven't seen that yet. I need to wait. I need to sit back and say, okay, now, this dude he is who they say he is. I will admit, I don't give Spence probably the level of credit that I should give him for the Kell Brook fight or the Lamont fight. But I feel like a lot of the other welterweights in them same positions could have probably did the same thing. You dig? And that's all I'm saying. But in this fight with Sean Porter, bro, I'm telling you, man, like, this is me. This is the one that'll do it. You know, this is the one that I have no excuse. It's no excuses. Unless Sean Porter come in there talking about, oh, man, I got a broken foot, but I'm still going to go through with the fight. Then I'm going to be like, oh, he fought another broken, injured fighter. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to show me, man. And I ain't, you know, I ain't just ready to jump yet until I see it, until I believe it, you know? And then after he does this, we're gonna pivot to the Bud conversation. and the Thurman conversation ain't gone nowhere, man. Look here, man, I'm gonna leave it there for right now, man. Much love to each and every one of y'all, man. I appreciate every one of y'all for tuning in for the Mailbag episode, man. I ain't done one of these in a long time, Joe. I haven't done one of these in a long time, man. It's been a lot of fun. I've never done one of these live. I've always done them in vid format, you know what I'm saying, back in the day when we used to do it, man. Yeah, man, but this is cool. We gotta do more of these, man, and we'll probably do them maybe once a month. Though you can't do them too often. You kind of want things to kind of pile up so you can keep shuffling the subjects around. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, much love. I got my man Nelson Santos in the building. What's up, famo? Yeah, man, appreciate you, man. We about to shut it down, man. For anybody who just coming in, hit that thumbs up for the homie. If you just finding out for me, man, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, man. We will be here tomorrow night for We Talking Boxing. We'll come up with some topics to come on, chop it up. I want to get more into the Joshua Ruiz situation, man, but like I said, that deserves its own space. So I'll give it its own space once we start talking about that, man. But yeah, man, hit that like button for the famo. It's Saturday. Enjoy your weekends out there, man. Turn up, man. These are some of the last few, these are some of the last few warm days that we gonna get, man. If you ain't fired that grill up all summer, fire it up now. If you ain't been able to get up to a swimming pool or a beach all summer, see if you can get there ASAP, because guess what? It's about to start getting cold, man. And yeah, and when it get cold, boxing gets hot all day. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you got a question? Okay, you'll ask it tomorrow. Yeah, ask it tomorrow night. Then we'll be back on here tomorrow night, homie. I'll probably be up on here anywhere between 7 to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we'll do We Talking Boxing tomorrow night. And I see it then. Much love to everybody that tuned in. Enjoy your weekends, man. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Mainman Mademan. Facebook, Mainman Mademan's Boxing Forum. Instagram, Mainman Mademan. You know what I'm saying? We A-with, man. Just find me wherever you can find me all day. Enjoy your days. To the next one. Peace out.